An 11-year-old boy buried his father in the morning and strapped into a race car by afternoon. And before we go any further, there is one secret that Kyle Busch was working on before he died. A plan so personal, so emotional, that when you hear it, you will understand exactly why this entire story is going to break your heart and rebuild it at the same time. Stay with me because we are getting there. But before we do, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel covers stories that the mainstream media glosses over. Real stories, human stories, stories like this one. Subscribe and let's get into it. NASCAR just lost one of the greatest drivers who ever lived. Kyle Busch, gone at 41 years old, two-time Cup Series champion, a winner just 6 days before his death. And nobody, not his team, not his fans, not his own family, saw it coming. It started as pneumonia, then it turned into sepsis. And within days, one of the most physically dominant athletes in motorsport was gone. Just like that. On May 15th, Kyle Busch was standing in victory lane at Dover Motor Speedway, holding a trophy, celebrating a Truck Series win. 6 days later, on May 21st, he was dead. Let that sink in for a second. Now here is where the story gets even heavier. Kyle did not just leave behind a legacy on the track. He left behind a family. A wife named Samantha, a 4-year-old daughter named Lennox, and an 11-year-old son named Brexton, who has been racing since he was 5 years old. Brexton Bush is not a normal 11-year-old. This kid is a third-generation racer. His grandfather Tom Busch raced. His father Kyle Busch became a legend. And Brexton has already been winning races of his own for years. NASCAR fans have watched him grow up in victory lane, standing next to his dad, absorbing everything. And now his dad is gone. For years, Kyle was not just Brexton's father. He was his coach, his crew chief, his hero, and his biggest fan. Everything Brexton knows about racing came from Kyle. And now Brexton has to carry that name, Busch, into a sport that will compare him to his father every single lap of his career. That pressure is almost unimaginable for a grown adult. For an 11-year-old kid, it is something else entirely. But here is where this community showed who it really is. Chase Elliott stood in front of media cameras during the Coca-Cola 600 weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he said something that stopped everyone in the room. He said he is throwing his name out there now and for as long as needed as someone Brexton can call. Anytime, for anything. A phone call, a conversation, advice, support. Whatever Brexton needs. Chase Elliott did not do this for headlines. He did this because he actually understands. Chase grew up as Bill Elliott's son. His dad is a NASCAR Hall of Famer. Chase spent his entire early career being introduced as Bill Elliott's kid, before people started recognizing him as his own champion. He won a Cup Series title. He became one of the most popular drivers in the sport. But he still knows what it feels like to carry a famous father's name into that garage every single weekend. Chase said he cannot promise he has as much knowledge to offer Brexton as Kyle did. But he said he has lived a lot of what Brexton is about to experience. And he said he would be more than honored to help in any way, whenever those days come. That is not a PR statement. That is a man who has walked that road, reaching back to pull someone else through it. Chase also said something that revealed exactly how much he respected Kyle as a father. He said he knows how much Brexton meant to Kyle. He said it is such a shame that Kyle is not going to get to see some of the things that Chase's own father got to see, watching your child become a champion. You could hear it in his voice. This was personal. He extended that support to the entire Busch family. Samantha, Lennox, everyone carrying that weight right now. Now, here is where the story takes a turn that nobody expected. Just 2 weeks after Kyle passed away, just hours after the family held a private memorial service, Brexton Bush put on his helmet and climbed into a race car. Not in a week, not in a month. That same day, he fired up his neon green number 18 Legends car at Charlotte Motor Speedway during an opening practice session for the 2026 Cookout Summer Shootout. The series runs 10 rounds across June and July, and Brexton is going back in to defend his championship because he won the 2025 title last year. When fans saw him back on the track, the response was immediate. People losing their minds in the comments, crying, cheering, writing things like, "Come on Brex, win it for Dad," because everyone watching knew exactly what that moment cost him emotionally, and exactly what it would have meant to Kyle. This is who Kyle Busch raised. Richard Childress Racing, where Kyle was driving, made another announcement that hit hard. They have retired the number 8 permanently, but they are not putting it in a museum. They are holding it, saving it, specifically for Brexton. When he turns 16, he can run it in the Truck Series. When he turns 18, he can bring it to the Cup Series. One day, the number 8 is going to come back to life, and there is going to be a Busch behind the wheel again. The tributes across the sport have been extraordinary. At the Coca-Cola 600, every single driver on that grid had a number 8 Rowdy decal on their car. Kyle was supposed to be in that race. The broadcast on Prime Video averaged over 3 million viewers, the most watched NASCAR race in the platform's history. The whole sport showed up. Daniel Suarez won that race, and when he crossed the finish line and got to victory lane, he did Kyle's signature bow celebration. That gesture, from a competitor, from a fellow driver, said everything without saying a single word. Even 8-year-old Audrey Larson, Kyle Larson's daughter, won her junior sprints dirt track race at KAM Raceway. After crossing the line, she did the same bow, and her family donated her winnings to Kyle's personal charity, an 8-year-old child, honoring a fallen driver with her own prize money. That is the culture of this sport at its absolute best. Now, here is the secret that Kyle Busch was working on before he died. The thing I told you about at the very beginning. Kyle was lobbying NASCAR, pushing them, trying to get a rule changed, not for himself, not for money or strategy. He wanted the rule changed so that he could race against Brexton in the Truck Series. Father against son, on the same track, at the same time. That was his dream. He never got to see it happen. That dream died on May 21st. But the path toward Brexton's future is still open. The number 8 is waiting. The community is rallying. Chase Elliott has made a lifetime promise. And an 11-year-old boy, on the hardest day of his life, got back in a race car and showed everyone exactly who he is. Kyle Busch may be gone, but Brexton Bush is just getting started. And if you ask anyone in that garage, they will tell you, Kyle would not have wanted it any other way.